I don't know what that is. Okay. Alright, static's going down a little bit. Still with me, David?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Alright. I'm going, you know, the idea of being broke today, rent's coming due, you got family to feed, you got to figure out how to bring some money in, and you want to save the world too. You want to change things. You want to make a difference, you know, and I think that you're feeling kind of what I was feeling when I watched what happened in Waco. I said I can't sit back and watch something like this happen again without trying to do something.
Exactly.
And you remind me. It just dawned on me that you kind of remind me of a historical figure that I believe is in pretty much kind of the same shape we're in. You know, his name was Gandhi. And he kind of put the British out and united the people in India and kind of put the British on the defensive.
Well, they just kicked Monsanto out of there too.
And I want to ask, you know, so let's suspend, folks. Let's just suspend disbelief. It doesn't matter whether you're a liberal like lady I've been seeing, you know. She said, you know, well, Obama's. I voted for Obama, and I said, well, that's why God sent me to you, you know, so I could educate you. But hey, you know, it's pretty unlikely that a poor little half-black, half-white kid, a little mulatto kid from Kenya could get to be president. So I don't think it's any stretch of the imagination that, you know, a serving instructor from Venice Beach that has created and written a book and come up with a process that can restore people's health. I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination to think that you couldn't do this. And what I want to do here, I'm recording this. I got 30 minutes here of recording that I'm going to put up on YouTube, and I want you. I'm going to give you some what I consider problems, and I want to know how you would handle it. And I think that anything that you come up with here, anything that you say here, could be implemented if the American people stop falling for this divide and conquer, mind control, media, and poisoning. I mean, come on, folks. You tell your kid quit drinking that soda, here drinking this fluoride impregnated water, and it's going to reduce his IQ, but he'll be docile. He'll be docile. And if that doesn't work, if he ain't drinking that water, enough of that water, well, we can always give him some Ritalin. Now,
the phones will kill you if that doesn't get you the microwave food well.
Yes. Okay. Now we've already covered some of the bad things. Now I want to know, and I'm not even sure that you should be running for president. I came up with the idea, and I came up with this when I was about 8 years old, but I thought I should run for king.
Well, we don't have kings anymore.
Well, that's what the teacher said. That's what the teacher said. And I said, oh, well, maybe I'll change that. Because in the Constitution, we can change our form of government anytime we want. And if I ran for king and you voted me in for king or president, I mean, we got such a bad history with presidents, I almost hate to use that term, but if you voted me or you in for king, we could change everything. We could close this down. We could order the Pentagon over here. We could do this. We could do that. We could make changes, make it happen, and turn this world into a much better place very quickly, I believe, with the technology we have and with the mindset. And it's the mindset that I want to concentrate on. Let's take some let's take some basic steps. The first enemy that I believe we have, and correct me if you see it differently than me, is the banksters. It's this international, global, Rothschild spawned, Luciferian bank, fractional banking scam. Now, go ahead. You got the floor.
Yes, that is a problem, and that goes all the way to our right to you. You're in my spending money. It comes all the way down. It affects every business in the country. It affects the oil. It affects everyone. It affects the groceries you buy in the store. So my plans, if elected, like I said this morning, would be to reprint our currency on a hemp-grade paper and recirculate it to every person in the country on a even basis. And the directions will be is to only purchase with this money any products that are produced within this country for the next 7 years. That is in order to keep the money circulating within our system so we can reuse it again rather than spend it overseas on overseas products. And then people don't realize our capital potential is leaving the country quicker and quicker, and we're almost on the skids right now. So they just keep printing the money up and recirculating into the system, and then we end up spending it on overseas products. So they're actually depleting us slowly but surely. So my plans would be to reprint the money, redistribute it on an even basis to every person in the country, and then we would all have to go back to work, and we would all have to work for basically the same amount of money per hour for the first 7 years as well. I could do a job for $20 an hour. If I do, then a doctor and a lawyer were getting paid the same amount as I am, and or a construction worker, or a baker, or a cook. We can all get the same amount of income for an hourly work for the first 7 years and recirculate all the money within this country. That would be my plans on the financial level.
All right, what about the world situation? Every war, Mel Gibson kind of had it right when he said the Jews started every world war. If you say that, if you say Israel's got 400 nuclear weapons, somebody's going to be calling you an anti-Semite because you can't talk about the chosen ones. And how you know you've got the Christian Zionist out there, and it ain't every Jew ain't evil. I knew Aaron Russo. He was a good man. He did a lot of great work. Benjamin Friedman did a lot of great work. Dr. Henry McCow's done a lot of work. So and basically, I don't care, and I don't think anybody should care what color you are. I mean, I'm white. I want to marry a white girl. You know, I want to live in a white neighborhood. You know, I'll go down to the black neighborhood in Fort Worth that was called Stop 6 and have a barbecue and work there and feel just as comfortable. You know, so it ain't. We ain't talking about race here. We're talking about a banking clan, a banking family that owns our pictures, that owns our media, our news stations. How do we deal with that? How do we deal with the way the Palestinians the Palestinians are being treated by the Jewish and not all Jews are real happy with the way Israel is. 10,000 Orthodox Jews marched in Washington D.C. or New York. I'm sorry, it was New York, and I put them on the cover of the Free America. So, how would you deal with this? This is the whole Jewish question has been going on for almost 2,000 years, since the days of the Bible.
Well, Clayton, my mother, she was adopted from an adoption agency, but she found out at the age of 45 that her actual father's name was Rosenberg, and she looked him up, and he was a well-to-do man living in southern Iowa, and he had several sons, and they were all lawyers as well. and she kind of re-hooked up with her original father. Her mother had since died, but so half of my heritage is in the Jewish faith, and or the tribe of Judah is what I'm related to. But a lot of these problems